But Shredded Sports Science is just, well, it's just a wonderful YouTube channel. It really is. And on the off chance you haven't seen his content, I would implore you to go and check it out because he just makes everything okay. Which is a really weird thing to say. Simon the Board here, thank you for joining me as always, and today we are throwing some positivity back into the fitness community because you should always call numpties out, of course you should, especially when it comes to your body, your health, and the shape you're trying to get in, but it's also just as important to point out the people that are kicking ass and doing a great service for you and your, I don't know, goals, whatever the hell you want to call it, and we've done this before in the past, but every now and then I just watch a channel and I'm like, man, I mean, this guy, you would know who it is, why am I pretending it's a surprise? It's in the title, it's in the thumbnail. But Shredded Sports Science is just, well, it's just a wonderful YouTube channel. It really is. And on the off chance you haven't seen his content, I would implore you to go and check it out because he just makes everything okay. Which is a really weird thing to say, but it's true because essentially every time I watch one of his videos, I think they go up around about once a week, maybe twice a week. But the coolest thing about it is he almost sort of collates a bunch of content that other people have talked about, myself included, or Greg, or More Pates, More Tates, or just things that people are talking about in general. And he puts them all together in this one big video. He's very funny, which always helps. But at the end of the video, he always takes some of the, I don't want to go as far as lies, some of the misinformation that may have come out from these clips, and he just summarizes everything. He's like, don't do this, but do this, and you should do this, and this is good advice, and let's look at the science, and now let's go and do something else. I mean, honestly, it is such a good blend, because not only do you get entertained by it, not only do you learn some stuff, but it's also funny, right? And these are the kind of the three things we need to go together, and also, he treats fitness in the way that I personally believe it should be treated. Is it important? Yes. Can it have a massive impact on your mental health? Of course it can, but ultimately, not unimportant because, you know, if you don't try and take care of yourself, you may get obese, you may have health problems, etc., etc. But you don't need to drive yourself crazy with it. It doesn't need to cloud your mind, and you don't need to be taken in by all the craziness that is going on out there. And again, I mean, let's look at his videos. I've got them down here. His last video was 8 minutes and 38 seconds. Smart guy. Want to get over that? Want to get over that 8 minutes threshold. But I mean, he has a routine of doing this. That one was 8 minutes. That one's 11 minutes, 11 minutes, 8 minutes, 11 minutes, 7 minutes. And the cool thing about it is that you're in or out. I mean, what? You can't dedicate 8 minutes to a video? Of course you can. That could be your entertainment when you're on the toilet, but he just doesn't suffer fools, and he can get away with it because he's got the information and he's got the knowledge to back it up. Like, so many times I can say something, be like, Simon, you're an idiot, you don't know what you're talking about, and that's fair. I like to think I do, but I'm not like a super smart guy. He is, and he just drags some people over the coals who need dragging, and once again, he gives you the facts. And that's the biggest problem when it comes to the gym these days. There's too many people that aren't talking about facts, as we are talking about other fitness YouTubers right now. Josh Brett just released a video the other day talking about the supplement industry and how it came to be and how people have, you know, blurred the lines over the years. And you'll be half like, well, I knew that was true, but you'll also be half shocked, like, well, how could it have got to this stage? And it's because we're all looking for the answer everywhere. We've said this before as well. It's why people still buy magazines that over the front have a big splash that says, oh, the secret to getting ripped inside. You're like, oh, I knew there was a secret because I've been doing everything. When ultimately, you know, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint, it's your genetics and all this other boring stuff that we would rather is not true. Just for an example of it all as well, this came from his video yesterday, The Bizarre World of Fitness Influencers. Once again, he went through his usual structure, but he showed this clip. I'm just going to run the video for you. And it's what he said afterwards that I was like, man, this is exactly the thing.
Sorry, they clearly are. This is not fitness. This is not health. This should not be rewarded with millions of followers or sponsorships. And let's not pretend that this is in the fitness genre. This is like a mukbang being considered a fine dining tutorial. But I guess she is sponsored by a suitably stupid energy drink brand. There is someone for everyone and all that.
Because that's true. That's the problem. A lot of what fitness is trying to be nowadays is you're chasing clout, you're chasing views, you're chasing retweets, you're chasing likes. And I do totally get that, of course. Do I do videos every now and then because I think, oh, wait, that might do quite well views-wise? Yes, of course. Because it's a business at the end of the day, and YouTube's crazy. Like, you can have a really good month on YouTube and be like, oh, I'm going to be a car. And then the next, you can be a car, I'm going to buy a car, whatever I said. And then the next month, you can have such a terrible month, like, I can't even afford a sandwich. So, I mean, I've never really gone to either of those two extremes, although it's been worse lately after YouTube destroyed my reaction videos. I think you have to keep that in mind with everything that you do see. It kind of ties into something that happened recently with Djokovic, who just won the Wimbledon Championship. No one's sort of confirmed this, but it seems like he was inhaling an isotonic powder. So rather than drinking it, he was inhaling it. And what does that sound like? That's right, it sounds like dry scooping. So what all of a sudden happened on TikTok, everybody was doing what Djokovic was doing. Now, of course, he has an elite team around him. I still think it sounds crazy, but what do I know? I'm a layman. Again, I don't understand the ins and outs of this stuff. The whole point is that mentality ties back into the fitness industry too. If somebody sees somebody do something and then they release a supplement, they make millions of pounds, all of a sudden the next person will be like, well, why don't we try and use those same tricks, I suppose, in order to try and get that same success. And it is a manipulation because it all comes from the fact, like just there in that little clip, again, don't know much about the athlete in question, but they're pushing their pre-workout saying, I think this is the most powerful pre-workout on the market. It's not just me saying that. Loads of people have said that. So you should definitely buy my pre-workout. And most pre-workout is just exactly the same. Like it just is. Like the margins here are 1% to 2% because unless they've got a proprietary blend on the back, which means you shouldn't take it because they're lying to you. That's all proprietary blend means. Everyone can look at what everybody else is doing and they can just mimic it. And some people will push certain thresholds a little bit higher. Some people won't want to do that. And ultimately, it's like anything in life. You can try and take the maximum dose of something, but actually find out that you're benefiting more from taking a lower dose. Because again, you don't know how you're going to respond to it. So I just like the fact that Shredded Sports Science just doesn't take any baloney, right? He just doesn't take any baloney, and he can just always just slam people down to the point, even if he got these people on his show, I don't think they'd be able to respond to him. I just don't.
We now have a new pre-workout formula of that cat piss known as Zoa Energy. Someone's had a few too many, methinks. And so I like The Rock. I like his easy-to-watch feel-good films in the evening when my brain has turned into mush. But Zoa Energy is an inferior product with incorrect marketing claims, as I have shown before.
And then he does that with The Rock too, and he makes sure that he says before he gets into it, I like The Rock, I like his films, I like the guy, he seems good. However, when it comes to his product, it's not really that much different to anything else already on the market. But of course, you'll buy it because you look at The Rock, you look at his physique, you look at everything about him, like, I want to be like The Rock, so I'll drink his pre-workout. And The Rock knows that. Of course, The Rock knows that. That's why he made Zoa in the first place, and that's why he's pimping it all the time. That's why he says, well, before I train, I take a Zoa. And you go, well, maybe if I take a Zoa before I train, I will look like Dwayne Johnson. And you may do, but it won't be down to the Zoa. It will be down to genetics and a bunch of other stuff. So really, this was just a quick love-in that I wanted to give the guy. I wanted to do it for a while, and I watched that video yesterday. He's just so entertaining, like he just is. And I like to try and be a positive Pete, as we've talked about support. So Shredded Sports Science, genuinely one of the best channels on YouTube. Like, even ones that I'm super into, every now and then they say something like, oh, I'm not too sure about that. 0% with him. He's 100% on the money all the time. And now I'm sure you'll find a clip where you're like, Simon, he said this once. And be like, okay. But still, I think he comes from a good place. And I think he's got a good heart. And like I say, he's super duper smart. Now, please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the bell ding ding. So that video's going live. There will be another video on the screen. Please do give it a click. Otherwise, talk about supplements. These are the ones that I use. Again, do I think they're good? Yes. Will you? I don't know. There's only one way to find out. It's grillandmind.com/Simon because Simon get 10% off. Unless you do it today, Tuesday, the 12th of July, and tomorrow, which I think is the 13th. It's 20% off. Everything on the store. Use the code Simon. Again, if you want to try it, great. If you don't want to try it, it's all good. I still believe everything I just said, but I do use these myself, hence why I'm happy to pimp them out. In Greg Doucette's Power 13 cookbook. Otherwise, that's Simon316 on Instagram and Twitter. Patreon.com/Simon316 for exclusive reaction videos. That's where they've gone. On Cameo, I'm on SimonMiller.BigCartel.com for merch. And if you use the code 50OFF, so 50OFF, you get 50% off for the rest of the week. So I want to sell through that stock so I can get more stuff in. I think that's everything. Probably have missed something, but hey ho, them the breaks. I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, if you know, you know. Regret it. Never say it again. Talk to you later.